I make the distinction between plurality as a fact, as an empirical fact on the one hand, and pluralism as a concept, as a normative concept also. And the difference is, just briefly defined, and then I will come to the background. The difference is that pluralism is a normative idea according to which the plurality of ideas or lifestyles or also interests, by the way, is recognized. Recognized means not just by an individual, but in the whole society. Is, so to speak, a norm which obtains in a society as a whole, be it explicitly by law, by a constitution, be it by the political culture. So this is the distinction. Not very complicated, but I must explain must say a few words about the background. The pre-modern world was a plural world, fragmented world. So different due to the lack of means of communication and of transportation, at least in Europe, and I speak of Europe only, the world was the medieval world, the feudal world was fragmented and divided in many small entities, dominations, and monasteries and cities, and so it was really a plurality and also diversity, and this was a given, so to speak. Nobody reflected that, and it was only when the idea of the modern state came up, and theoretically first developed by Baudin, whom I mentioned, and Hobbes, but in practice developing already since the 13th century, but developing then with a higher speed in the 16th and 17th century with the emergence of Protestantism, of the Reformation. Then the ideal was the unity of a territorial entity, because the plurality of estates, which was the pre-modern world, had proved to be unable to, first of all, to check the religious divisions which came up with Protestantism, and also to find an answer to innovations, also technological innovations, for instance, in the weapon technology, that certain groups of the society had become, so to speak, superfluous, because the new technology in weaponry created a new way of fighting and of warring. So this is just one example. There are many other reasons why the old plural world of feudalism eroded, and the new ideal was centralized state authority, sovereign statehood on a territory, the unity. This became the standard, and by this standard, and this is the standard of modernity, Baudin and Hobbes and then Rousseau also, three very different types, but in this one respect they were conform with each other, namely that the very idea of progress, of emancipation, is the idea of the unity of a territorially bound polity. And therefore, I make the distinction between plurality as a fact and pluralism as a normative idea which is contested, which is because it was contested in the 18th century by those reactionaries who wanted back to the pre-modern time, so the estates. But then there is also a contestation now in the modern times by those who think that the modern sovereign and unified state is not responsive enough towards the pluralization of modern societies, which has to do with migration, globalization, and other also social and technological changes. So this is the reason why I think we must say that plurality and pluralism are different, necessarily different concepts, and that's the reason why I made that distinction.